As many people know, Andre Villas Boas was fired at Tottenham, and they brought in Tim Sherwood, the former Spurs and Blackburn Rovers captain. Now, according to Business Insider, keeping a job in the Prem somewhat impossible. 5 of 20 have already been axed this year. 42% of the season has been played, by the way. And Arsene Wenger has been with the club for 3 years. He is the only one to have been at the club for what seems like more than a year. Andre Villas Boas, of course, was sacked as well at Chelsea, and then Tottenham decided to give him a go, and it didn't work out. So we have Hugh Wizzy on the line via Skype. You can follow him on Twitter at Hugh Wizzy. We're actually going to get in a lot of these tweets, so it's going to be a back and forth between the audience and Hugh. So why don't we just do that? Perron Andrews says, wrong move there. Unbeaten in Europa League and in the quarterfinal of the League Cup quarterfinals. Should have had more time. You agree or disagree, Mr. Wizzy?
Very controversial as I'm an Arsenal fan, but I'm actually going to say that I think it's a little bit harsh on AVB. He has the best win percentage of the last 13 Tottenham managers, and he was basically running alongside Daniel Levy and Franco Baldini, the new director of football, who are making plenty of the decisions and possibly more of the signings than he would have liked. Tactically, he's definitely been lacking something. They've been short on goals, but then they just signed what was at the time their record signing in Roberto Soldado, who should be burying more than the 0 goals or the 1 goal even from open play that he scored in the Premier League this year. Extremely disappointing, but tactically he's definitely been falling short. I'll say that at the start of the season, where they were trying to play with a high defensive line, they took for granted the fact that not only having seen their 3 best centre-backs fall by the wayside, that Dawson is physically, lacking and not able to keep up, especially playing that high line. And they were caught out against Manchester City with a 6-0 and their biggest home defeat in 16 years with a 5-0. Something had to change. Really, something had to change. And although it, like I said, it does seem a little bit harsh because his record is not actually that bad. The football that they've been playing is disappointing. Yes. And you have to say, with the money that's been poured into the club, and especially with the way the press and the media were going outrageously backing them as title contenders, has finally been found out. Something will have to be done as far as piecing this mess together, because now we have a situation where ex-players are now in charge or leading the line in Tim Sherwood and Les Ferdinand, and you have to think that it's not the best time for this to happen, going into the January window where perhaps some kind of rebuilding, remoulding job would have been started, but as an Arsenal fan, it's always
no need for that, of course. No need for that, of course. But let me ask you this. I mean, look, they sold Gareth Bale, obviously, for that record price. They brought in Soldado, as you said. They brought in Eriksen. They brought in Lamela. I mean, they brought in a few different pieces. But then Seth Nazar basically tweets that, it's the chemistry that is falling short. Do you agree with that as well, or should they have gone after other guys that were possibly in the market?
Obviously, in losing Gareth Bale, you're losing a top player who was dominating the league and running the club. As far as I'm concerned, he was the be-all and end-all for Tottenham Hotspurs. And in losing him, yes, they've gained financially, but what they've lost is something that Arsenal have been able to show is much more important, and that is knowing each other like the back of the hand. The players at Arsenal know what time they get up, what time they go to sleep, the wives' names, what they like for dinner, and their favourite colour. The players at Tottenham are learning a new language in a new town with new people surrounding them, trying to learn a new style of football off a new manager, and to be quite honest, it hasn't worked. We've seen fantastic players who've come across from Italy, from Spain, from France. There's a world of talent there in Capoue, who's a future dominator for France himself. Lamela, an Argentine star who was doing it all for Roma before he left. And Soldado was banging in the goals for years for Valencia. Now, really and truly, new surroundings, new environment, new attack from the press, because the pressure will have been immense as well. It all adds up. And at the end of the day, AVB is the one who's had to bite the bullet here. This is the second time that he's failed in the Premier League as far as the media will now be concerned. Yep. So it's not looking good for him. But as far as Tottenham go, there are options out there right now. Di Matteo's obviously just collecting a cheque from Chelsea. Capello was at the ground. I know he was working for Fox Sports, but he was at the ground. So, we have seen before in Gus Hiddink, a manager who's able to stay with a national side and manage in the Premier League. I know he won a cup with Chelsea whilst he was doing the Turkish thing. But yeah, I see no reason why he couldn't come in. But it's been quite fascinating to watch it all fall by the wayside, especially after such a cash flow, or the cash that was got from Gareth Bale. It all looked so promising at the beginning of the season. 15
goals in 15 league games certainly does not help the cause. Hugh Wizzy on Kick TV of Kick TV. You can follow him on Twitter at Hugh Wizzy, youtube.com/Hugh Wizzy to find more of his stuff. Hugh, thank you so much for the time, man. We got to have you back. And by the way, we still have that bet going on with the Champions League. Well, I took Atletico Madrid, and obviously he took AC Milan. Hugh, thank you so much again. We got to have you on again soon.
Awesome. Well, absolute pleasure, Rick, and I look forward to the next time I'm on.